I'm Rebecca Fryer with Kingstonist News. Here's what's making headlines today, June 3rd, 2022. The results of yesterday's election are in, and the Ontario Progressive Conservatives will have another 4 years in office under Doug Ford after securing a majority government win. Locally, Liberal candidate Ted Hsu won in Kingston and the Islands and is the area's new MPP after incumbent Ian Arthur announced this spring that he would not be seeking re-election. The NDP's Mary Rita Holland finished second in the local popular vote, with the PC's and former Kingston Mayor Gary Bennett rounding out the top three with 46% voter turnout here in Kingston, according to Elections Ontario. In Hastings, Lennox and Addington, Rick Breesy of the PCs keeps his seat and will serve a second term as MPP for the area. In Lanark-Frontenac Kingston, PC candidate John Jordan won the overwhelming majority and replaces the controversial Randy Hillier, who announced he would not be seeking re-election earlier this year. OPP are investigating following a fatal two-vehicle collision on Highway 7 in central Frontenac Township on May 25th. Police say it was about 11:30 a.m. when EMS were called to the scene, where they say the driver of a westbound vehicle experienced medical distress before crossing the center line and striking an eastbound vehicle head-on. Sadly, the 76-year-old driver from Ottawa, who was in the westbound vehicle, was airlifted to hospital with life-threatening injuries and did not survive. Police say the other driver was transported to hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Following success in 2020, the Kingston Film Office is once again partnering with the Kingston Canadian Film Festival for the second edition of their music video initiative. The project pairs local production companies with local performers to create music videos, with each team receiving a grant of $2,000 to produce it from the Film Office and the festival, with a promise that the videos will premiere at the 2023 King Can Film Fest. The inaugural project saw more than 100 bands apply, with 15 production companies and more than 200 members of the community participating. Applications for this year open today and close on July 31st, while musical artists will be selected by August 31st. The Kingston Area Taxi Commission has issued a license to Uber and its drivers in the Kingston area after City Council voted to regulate rideshare companies in Kingston and Loyalist back in March. According to a release, the frontline licensing and enforcement functions will be administered by the KATC, with continuing oversight done by the city. All Uber drivers operating in the Kingston area will now be covered under the issued license, and enforcement will be complaints-based, according to the Taxi Commission. This news comes after more than a month of tense meetings and deliberations regarding taxi fare hikes and new investigations into the inner workings of the Taxi Commission following years of what City Council calls concerns with oversight at their May 17th meeting. City staff are currently working on a report for Council with information on options to dissolve the KATC and incorporate licensing, regulating, and governing of the owners and drivers of taxi cabs within municipal services and under City Council's oversight. And lastly, Turtles Kingston, in partnership with more than 7 local veterinary clinics, has set up an injured turtle drop-off station across the city for injured turtles and for people who can't bring them all the way out to Sandy Pines Wildlife Center in Napanee. The Turtle Trauma Program is entirely volunteer-run, and they are always looking for and accepting new volunteers. Check out Kingstonist.com for more on what you should do if you spot an injured turtle and for a link to the volunteer application form. For more on these stories and other headlines, or to submit your own news, visit Kingstonist.com and become a subscriber today. I'm Rebecca Fryer. Have a great one, Kingston.